Well, good morning. We're bringing a sparkle to your morning because we're back here at Fielding Estates, and they're open for biz. So you can come in and test some tasty treats like some of their sparkling wine. And I'm a huge fan of sparkling, and so is winemaker Richie Roberts. Good to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you, Tim.
It's not easy to make though, eh?
No, I mean, from a winemaking perspective, it's one of our more challenging wines to make, and that's really the reason why I love making it.
The difficulties, the challenges. What makes it so challenging?
Well, I mean, we're well suited in Niagara to make sparkling wine, and we have the right grape varieties for it, which is a good start. Sparkling wine is a little more challenging than table wines because not only is there a primary fermentation where you have to treat the wine very delicately, there's also a secondary fermentation that gets done in bottle, the same way they do in Champagne.
Okay, so which grapes are in here?
Right, so these are the two sparkling wines we make, our Sparkling Rosé and our Brut. And they're both made in what we call the traditional method, which is the same method they use in Champagne to make sparkling wines.
Have you ever been to Champagne?
I have. I've been a couple times, actually, yes.
Right, because again, we do this all the time. People are always calling it Champagne. It's not Champagne unless it's made in Champagne, so hence why we call it sparkling. But did you get any nuggets when you were there to bring back and use?
Yeah, for sure. The two occasions I was there, it was purely for work, no pleasure at all. And,
yeah, right.
And what we did while we were there, the first time I visited was with my wife, and then the second time was with a group of winemakers from Niagara called Fizz Club, which is organized through Brock University and Dr. Belinda Kemp. And what we did there was we visited many champagne houses and the Research Institute there to really take a look at what they're doing in Champagne and how we can better make sparkling wines in Niagara.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes Niagara so great for making sparkling?
Well, it's really the climate. I mean, our climate is well suited to it because we're so close to the traditional areas of the world, cooler climates where they're making great sparkling wines. And that is really the reason that we're so well suited to it here.
Do you have a favorite between these two?
So personally, my favorite is the Brut. I think it's really like more classically styled. It's like, I don't want to say it's the same as Champagne, but it's very similar to drinking a non-vintage Champagne. The one we have here is from 2014, even though it's not vintage on the label. And it's spent a lot of time on lees, so it's really fully developed on the palate, which is nice. But the Sparkling Rosé you can't argue with. It's our most popular.
Is it?
It's our more popular of the two, and just really super crushable in the summer, right?
These are Chardonnay grapes?
Yeah, this is Chardonnay here.
So so these Chardonnay grapes, so it's 2021.
Correct, yes.
When would we actually see it in a bottle of your Brut?
So this will be, I would say, maybe 2026, 2027, something like that.
All right.
Yeah, so it's a long haul, which is another reason it's difficult making sparkling wine. That secondary fermentation and the time on lees is really important. And when people are curious why sparkling wines are so expensive relative to table wine, I mean, they're really in there for the long haul, and you know, you have to have dedicated winery owners to making this style wine to do it properly.
Willing to do it, and dedicated winemakers.
Yeah.
Enough talking, more drinking.
Cheers.
Good seeing you. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Fielding Estates.
So who needs a man when you've got wine? Yeah.
It's happy days for local restaurants around the area because they're back up and running for the most part, inside and out. And we're back here at Fielding Estate Winery, and Heidi and Kurt and everybody here, they're always so supportive of local spots. And anytime we come, they bring in some local spots to kind of highlight. So we have a local spot in St. Catharines, well, two local spots that have been around for a little bit of time. Fresco's, Lena Linguini's. We have Gus and Emil. What's the count? Like, how many years has Fresco's and Lena's been around for?
We're now hitting 28 years at Lena's, and we're going to be celebrating 25 years at Fresco's.
Congratulations. That is simply amazing. How have you stood the test of time, Gus, through all this, all these crazy times?
Well, you got to like your partner, first of all. He's okay.
Yeah.
And if we can get through the last year and a half, we can get through anything.
So you guys got together years and years ago. Shout out to the chili pepper, because as a Brock student, I knew the chili pepper very, very well. That was your first spot, right?
Correct.
Yep, number one.
Opened in when?
1990.
1990.
Yeah.
So you guys were just young pups.
Babies.
Just friends that just wanted to do something?
We grew up together, and we worked in the industry for a long time, and then we just decided, well, let's try it for ourselves and give it a shot, and we've been doing it 30 years now.
Amazing. Good for you guys. Okay, so partnership with Heidi and the gang here, Gus.
Heidi was a very good customer of ours. Helped pay some of our
Oh,
bills.
tell us more. Tell us more.
We've known her in the industry for many years, St. Catharines girl, and we like to come to her place. She likes coming to our places.
What's the difference between Lena's and Fresco's?
So Lena's is an Italian restaurant,
Okay.
and Fresco's is more Mediterranean. So you'll see a crossover between Greek, Italian, little Spanish flair. Lot of fun eating.
What's been the past year like, Emil?
Challenging but interesting. We're fortunate with Niagara being great support over the year and a half. Kept us alive, but it also made us discover that there's a lot more to our business that we can reach out and do and be innovative and ride the storm. And we're ready for.
And you're here.
Back
You're
to
here,
normal.
right? Okay, so
here.
what do we got in front of us here, Emil?
So here at Lena Linguini's, we have a chicken and prosciutto penne. It's one of the top 5 selling dishes. We personally picked this one because you can make it at home as well with all your household dishes. You would start off with some olive oil in your pan, add your bacon, your onion, your garlic, saute that all up.
That's not tasty.
Saute that all up and give all the flavor. Then towards the end, you would hit your oven roasted tomatoes, some chicken if you have it at home, grilled or roasted. Put in your pasta, let that all brown up in the pan, let the flavors go through. Top it up with your goat's cheese.
That's good. And then nice pairing with the Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
Okay, what do you got, Gus?
We picked the mixed grill,
Okay.
and we'd like you to try to make it actually.
Sure. Okay.
And if you make it as good as how we put it together, we might have a job for you.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's perfect. I
great.
could always use a side hustle. To be honest.
great summertime eating.
Okay, so
it's-
what do I got here? What's the?
you have a kafta kebab there, which is ground lamb, spiced up, barbecued.
Okay.
Chorizo sausage, and a chicken souvlaki or chicken kebab.
Nice. And these are just
These are
potatoes.
red skin potatoes. Excellent.
Right. Whoops. So what's it been like having people back inside the restaurant?
Feels alive again.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels alive here. I can hold
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you want to hold that? Well, 'cause I was just going to say, there's got to be that buzz, right? You know what I mean? Like a buzz of having the laughter, the chatter, and
Yeah,
Yes, the
watching
noise.
people enjoy the atmosphere and the food and having a good time. That's the spirit of having a restaurant, right?
doing this. Okay, what are you pairing with this, Gus, when it comes to Fielding?
We are featuring the Red Conception, so both wines you can get them at Lena's and Fresco's, and the Conception would be really good with the grilled items.
Okay.
And then we did the unoaked Chardonnay with the pasta.
This is just, I'm working the line here. I'm in the weeds here. We gotta go. All right, that's it right there. Okay,
you go.
guys are
Give
ready?
it a little splash.
Little splash?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, right across the street from each other. Where are you in St. Catharines?
4th Avenue.
4th Avenue in St. Catharines. Boom. We'll have more coming from Fielding Estate Winery. We got some eating to do. Come back on Morning Live. So anytime we come out to Fielding Estates, they always have something new and delicious to nibble on or to sip on. Should we be calling it the Fielding Cidery these days?
I don't know. I mean, cider is definitely really popular,
Yeah.
and it's something that people obviously are loving under the tent. It goes so perfect with the charcuterie.
Right. I would introduce you to the folks at home, but people know that lovely face. Heidi Fielding here at Fielding Estates. What's this spread you got here?
Okay, so this is one of our typical charcuterie boards that we have, and just talking about the bounty of harvest right now. Everyone did gardens last year. I know we did, and I'm sure you did, Tim, with your
Who's
kids.
in charge of yours? You were Kurt. Who heads that up?
Curtis is in charge of it and the kids. So we're taking advantage of all the local produce. We're doing our own in-house pickling that is going on our charcuterie boards, which has been the hit of the season.
All of this here?
Yeah, so it's really easy. You use 1 part cider vinegar and the water, a little bit of salt and sugar and some pickling spice. So we're just loading our charcuterie boards up with these delicious pickled veggies. And folks are loving them.
Okay, so where are we at with the patio? It's an awesome patio, right?
Thank
Like
you,
you get the view. You can see on a clear day without the haze. You can see Lake Ontario. Do you have to reserve a spot? Are we still
You
at
can
that?
reserve
Okay.
for sure, but also we love to take walk-ins. We're
Okay.
here. If we have an empty table, we're going to accommodate people as much as we can. We've got a little bit of outdoor seating and obviously picnic tables and Muskoka chairs down below that are awesome.
Obviously the weekend's going to be busy. Okay, so like what's a little tip for somebody that maybe when's a good time to come?
Yeah, sure. I think if people are coming on Saturdays, they're going to want to make a reservation.
Right.
Sundays are still fairly easy to get into, but it's easy. They can call us or they can go online and make the resos.
Okay.
But we try to be as accommodating as we can.
Runaway mushroom.
You're doing good. The mushrooms are delicious.
Right, okay, well this
And
one,
I love all
this
the
one,
colors
this
on
one
the
just
plate.
looks out of place. That should not be there. So we gotta get rid of that one. So
No,
gotta get rid of that. Good.
that would not be Nathan approved. Okay, you're
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cider.
we're gonna pair this delicious charcuterie plate up with something other than wine, even though wine is obviously something we love to do
But
here.
You're selling out of this, right?
Yeah, so this is a seasonal cider. We do sell out, but then that makes room for something a little exciting
Is that a
coming
little?
your
Is that a little?
way.
Is that a little tease?
This is a
Peach?
little teaser, little peach coming out in September.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be our first peach cider that we've ever made.
Because you want the peaches nice and ripe in peach
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. So it'll be dry in style, just like the cherry, and it's going to be fabulous.
So when's that going to be coming out?
I'd say September-ish.
So keep an eye out
Yeah.
for that. Cheers to that. You
Cheers.
see that big old willow tree, which is like one of the best things here at Fielding? Let's meander over there
Yes.
for our last segment and talk about some entertaining ideas. If you're not doing it here, you can do it at home. Come back. Fielding Estates Winery. I'm Morning Live. Just to let you know, I know it's only Wednesday, but it's party time. Me coming off a long weekend. Woo, let's party. Well, it's the summertime,
It is
right?
party time.
And not only can you come to Fielding Estate, back here with Heidi, and enjoy the beautiful property, the beautiful weeping willow that you have here, the lush vineyard, you can do it at home too.
Yeah.
And you're always coming up with new ideas for entertaining at home. You've been
Yeah.
busy. Look at you working so hard.
I worked hard for you today, Tim.
Okay, what do you got?
So everybody has the garden again, as we were talking about in our earlier segment. The tomatoes are just starting to come on, fresh basil. All this is from my garden, and I was able to pick up some just little fun gerbras from our neighbors down the road. But everyone's getting back into that whole entertaining thing,
Yes, you
and
can
it doesn't
have
have to
people
be
over.
crazy. This is all just stuff that we picked up locally. This is sourdough bread that you can grill or make into crostini, put fresh tomatoes. It has a ricotta base with some lemon rind in it. Just super simple. Like, put the effort into the little details, the fun napkins, the little herb, vases
there.
and things like that, and the piece de resistance.
Oh, there you go.
Our fun little ice cubes, which was Karen's idea.
Can you bring those out? Let's see those.
Yeah, this is
I know they're a little
yep, they are a little strawberry.
Right. Can you
want them right out?
throw them in your glass?
You could,
Right. Like it's
But-
just like strawberries, right?
yeah. Do you want one?
Sure.
Okay,
What else you got
excuse
in
my
there?
fingers. There you go. And to pair
Okay.
with our delicious tomato dishes, I picked two wines. So the rosé, which is a dry Gamay Pinot Noir rosé. It's just going to be gorgeous for a day like today.
Yeah. What do you find in the summer for your customers? Like, what are people buying mostly? The rosés?
Actually, we just did a report on what everyone's been buying under the tent. The rosé is for sure a number one.
Well, it's just
wine.
refreshing. It's crushable on
Yeah.
these hot days like
Yep.
today. It's just really refreshing. Yeah.
And then the Sauv Blanc, also great with the acidity to break through that ricotta, and it pairs so nice with the tomatoes. So these are two wines. Like, these are my summer wines. I love them. These are the ones I would serve if my guests were over.
yeah. And keep them nice and
Yeah.
nice and chilled. Okay, so people can come here. Obviously, does it feel good to be open and have people back inside?
It feels so nice. I mean,
Yeah.
with the tent, with the lounge, everyone still would prefer to be outside, which is
Yeah.
great. But just knowing that we have that fallback, we had that such rainy day on Saturday, so
Yeah.
it was amazing to have guests inside the winery again. And it didn't feel weird, it felt awesome.
Yeah. But any of these wines you're pouring too are also available.
Oh, for sure. Actually, these ones are vintages. This is going to be released this weekend,
Oh, nice.
which is great timing. And the Sauv Blanc is online and at the retail store.
Well, listen, the property looks fantastic. I know it has been raining a lot, but it's been nice for the vineyards because they're so lush and beautiful.
Yes, it's been a good summer.
Great seeing you.
Great seeing you.
Happy summer.
Cheers.
See you guys at home too.